All right. Yep. This is the fourth try at doing this. And I'm hoping it works, you know. Every time I hit record, it starts screwing up. So we're going to try something different and see if it works. This is a CasperSight video. It's basically the UFO video footage and story people haven't debunked yet. So here we go. There we go. It's all, yeah, up to me and you, right? No, I'll go this way with it, maybe. That'll work, I think. Anyway, let's get into it. Hopefully it works this time.
Okay, big news for the alien world, man. When I say big news, I mean, like,
right?
this is mental big news, okay? Dr. Stephen Greer has just released on the Disclosure Project,
all right, well, it's working
basically
better, I guess.
30 years of evidence of what he and his colleagues did. All right.
I tried full screen and it
you can go on there. You can go onto the website.
Kept spinning on
It's
me.
called
So,
Disclosure Project
here we are, trying
Intelligence
this
Archive. I don't think that I can show you any footage of this.
I like his expressions
or
and
photos
his choice
or
of
anything
words.
really. I don't want to because I think I might get into.
But this is
some
CasperSight.
trouble, because at the beginning it says like this stuff is copyrighted and whatnot.
I watched all his
flicked
stuff.
through a
I
few
still got
things.
videos
Some of it's
that
quite like eye-opening, but there's this
I
video
haven't
going
watched yet
round
from way back.
on TikTok and that, and people have seen what is called EBEs in the field, like this new alien called EBE. Now, I was super excited about seeing this new alien, okay? Apparently there's 2 aliens in a field. I was like, I've got to see that. So I went onto the site, I found it using the search bar, saw it, it was thinking about it, opening up, I was like, here we go, here we go! And these 2 photos, 2 things sprung to mind. One, straight off the bat, I was like, huge disappointment, because it looks like a 5-year-old has drawn a couple of alien stickmen type thing. I'm looking at it now. I'm like, I don't know, man. I mean, I know it's dark, but it just doesn't look real. However, it also reminds me of the shadow aliens. But I've seen other photos and things like that, and these things just seem pretty, like I say, eye-opening. But that one, I was super excited to see like a potential real photo of a real alien. And it just looks ridiculous. It does. I gotta be honest with you. I don't beat around the bush when it comes to aliens and stuff, right? Like I say, I believe in it. So when I see something which I think is fake, I'm going to call it out.
I've
fake,
seen them.
right? And this just, I don't know. When you see it, you'll understand. I just thought I'd let you know, like, because like going forward, if we find out that we can actually use this content for content on YouTube, I'm going to be showing and covering so much of this, mate. It's going to be on another level, okay? Because it is a gold mine. All right, it's 30 years of information, okay? So if you're not subscribed, subscribe now, because you never know, mate. This could be released like officially and everything like that. Well, it is released officially, but you know what I mean. Wonder if I can share it or not, right? But today's video is going to be about a video that I did the other day, and I showed you a video clip of this here, which has still to this day not been debunked. And some say it is the clearest video footage of a UFO ever seen. So this is the video, okay? There's no sound to it. It's just this.
Yeah, that's...
Now, I've seen CGI. I think we all have seen CGI in 2014. Okay? Right,
that's
so
gotta be
that's
CGI.
that. Now, a subscriber by the name of NMM I'm going to say that, okay, sent me a link, which is the actual full-length video, and somebody talking about this event, how they actually managed to get the recording, all right? And this is on the channel Third Phase of Moon, and that's where we featured that other video, okay? So make sure you go to that channel, subscribe, and do the thing, all right? I'm really interested. Basically, the title is UFO Sightings, Stunning Close-Up Encounter Caught on Video, Special Report, April 2014. So I really want to check this out. Let's have a little look and to see what the video footage is like, and also what he has to say. I've got a funny feeling this is the person that was being abducted many times, and this is like the time, the opportunity he had to record this UFO. Sounds crazy, but mate, after looking at the Stephen Greer drop, right, dropped it out of nowhere like Eminem, nothing surprises me now, okay? So check this out.
Thanks for having me back. This was shot in 1987, right after I was getting off the ship. It was my first time on the ship with Voss.
Right, so this is it then. He has been abducted, okay? This guy's been abducted, and this is his video proof and also his story, all right?
Okay, Ed, explain, let's backpedal a little bit, because I want to concentrate on this video that we're looking at, and we're zooming in, we're analyzing these photos, and we're not seeing any thing that could say that this is a hoax of any kind. Ed, let me ask you right now, is this a hoax? Because people just want to know this straight up, and we'll move along.
There they go. No, this is authentic footage that I shot after being on the ship for the first time. It delivered me back within feet of my truck. I went back to my truck, grabbed my camera, and I had to backpedal to get some footage before it left.
All right, Ed, we got to get these questions, the hardcore ones out of the way first. Now let's get into detail. This incredible video we're looking at, we're going to share it to the world. Everybody's going to make up their own mind and decide what's going on here.
I've seen certain things like that in the sky, not me personally.
All right. Now, that's the first time I've ever heard of an abductee or someone that's been on one, a UFO being dropped off conscious. If anybody else knows of any other times people have been dropped off conscious and have been able to catch their abductors taking off into the sky, let me know. I just don't believe this. I don't believe he was abducted and then dropped off conscious with enough time for him to video it. I just don't believe it. But then again, I could be wrong. I don't know. Let's continue.
The video footage, other things, other people's photos and things like that we have seen, there is that shape in the sky quite a lot of times, okay?
Okay, Ed. So you were aboard the ship. This video right now is as they were taking off and leaving, and you say you were backpedaling, getting the shot. What happened before this on board this ship?
Blake, this was my first time on the ship, and I had seen this ship many times. I think I've sent you other video footage of the ship that I ended up going on with, and the contact I had identified himself as Voss through telepathic.
Oh, okay, so this is it, and straight off the bat, I can see there is this the video footage that I showed you guys the other day. I was like, what's that? Yeah, it's like that web stuff, but clearly that's just a tree.
Through telepathic communication. There was no voice.
Hang on, let me just go back a second. Sorry.
This ship, many times, I think I've sent you other video footage of the ship that I ended up going on with, and the contact I had identified himself as Voss through telepathic communication. There was no voice. And this was my first time on the ship, and right after I got delivered back through this same beam of light that you see the ship departing with, I was able to get back to my truck and shoot this footage.
We're looking at this footage. Okay. It takes off right behind the tree. What What's the size of this craft?
The ship was about the size of a small house. It was probably about 80 feet to 120 feet in length, and the height of it was maybe 2/3 of that. But the beam of light, the light coming off this, is something that the video captured, but it was different in person.
Did this
Wow, okay.
make any sound? It seems like it's almost a rocket booster, a thrust of some sort, rocket engineered.
No sound at all, Blake. It didn't make any sound. There was no sound at all, Blake.
You know, we're talking right before you shared this video that you're saying that
They don't
this
make
isn't
sound.
you have somebody in your family that
I mentioned that my uncle was a lieutenant in the Air Force during World War II.
Alien Grey. I wondered what they were zooming in on.
Uncle was a lieutenant in the
There, right there, man. This, look. What the? Wait, when I see that, it just reminds me.
An
This.
elite video that emerged on the internet.
It reminds me of that.
Air Force during World War II.
Okay.
He was the one that I first saw an unidentified flying object with. It happened when I was a young boy, and it happened more than once, but it happened with my uncle. And
Okay.
after my uncle died at a young age, he was only 66 when he died, I continued to have these visitations, and I continue to have them today. I think the only reason why I have ever had contacts with UFOs and extraterrestrial intelligence is because of my uncle. And it makes me think of Voss, because it's the same kind of telepathic communication that happened with my uncle and I. There were a lot of things left unsaid, but that were clearly understood.
And a few days ago, we posted this incredible video of a classic metallic flying saucer, and you know, it doesn't get much better than this. I didn't get your comments of what the circumstance behind that was, but there's a lot of stuff going on in the video. You see apparitions flying by. It almost looks like something's jettisoning out of the UFO. What was going on in this shot right here?
Yeah, Blake, I just dug these up, and this
Good
was a
question.
great discovery to make again. This came in about 1986. It might have been as early as 1984. There's two of these here, and they're different. They look
What
similar.
is that?
84. There's two of these here, and they're different. They look similar, but they're actually different craft. But they are in the same area of the country. I was in South Carolina at that time, and you know, I spoke of my uncle and my introduction to these craft through him. That was my first experience, and this is experience that I had before. And what I'm coming up with is some interesting stuff, but as I told you the first time we spoke, this is a part of my life, but it's not the only part of my life. And I know I carried a camera on that ship, but I also know that there's a different force of energy working there. So I'll look in my archives and see what I might be able to discover for you. But it's a different environment, one where our alternating current is not functioning. I'll see what I can come up with. As I find this is enjoyable for me. I'm having a good time looking at these old archives and digging the stuff up. And as I said before, this is just a part of my life, like there's another part of my life.
Okay.
You know, when I first experienced the UFO with my uncle, it was not long after Neil Armstrong had first walked on the moon. And, you know, this just seemed normal to me when I had this experience with my uncle. But what's happened since that time has been very slow. And that's okay, because this is just another part of my life. But the fact of the matter is that, you know, we all heard last week about ex-President Clinton coming on the news and saying, you know, the aliens are coming. And this is common
What
knowledge.
is this going on here, mate? Like, this is all new type
Don't
of
know.
UFO there.
Which the aliens are already here.
How does that make you feel, Ed, that, you know, these ETs are making contact with you, and the you know, president of the United States can't even prove that ET exists, and Area 51 once held the bodies crashed from Roswell, and they have the alien technology, and presidents can't even be involved with and you're making contact with them.
Well, Blake, at the risk of sounding arrogant, I'll just tell you, I've had these experiences. Maybe we're counting 60 experiences I've had, visitations, being on alien craft.
What's
Okay.
confusing for me is these aliens and UFOs. Some would argue that they're trying to not be seen, right? Using cloaking abilities and stuff like that, zipping around. Some would argue that, but then some would argue that they're just quite free reigning. They've got free reign now, and just everywhere you can see them, just look up. But if they are trying to hide, why would they abduct the same person over and over and over again? Well, I suppose abducting the same person lowers the risk of being exposed than abducting 60 different people, right?
This new military hiking.
Okay. There we go. Back at it.
Seeing these objects, communicating with Voss.
Okay. I don't know about this. Yeah, 60 times. Okay. But, at least he could do is, tell us what, him and the aliens talk about. Apparently, they communicate telepathically. So, yeah. I mean, that's got to be scary, though. What do you think? You can't hide your thoughts from this guy because, or the boss, or whatever this alien's name is. You can't hide nothing from him because he can see inside your head. I better get a tinfoil hat. Actually, there's some hikers running around town. Yeah, I saw them yesterday. There's like 5 or 6 of them that have tinfoil hats on. I don't know what that's all about, but that's freaky. Yeah, they must it must be something they thought up for their hike and stuff, for their hike. But I don't know. Here we go. Back at it.
My history.
Let's go.
So I don't look at it in terms of the way other skeptics might look. And I truly believe that this is much bigger than any Area 51 or whatever happened with the president. This is much bigger than that kind of detail. They brought me on the ship with Voss, escorting me into another room where they presented to me an image that I saw. I can only describe it as being a hologram, where this image was floating in free space, and this image was me, and it was who I was. That's what they were communicating to me telepathically.
What?
They were saying to me that this is you, and this definition of me through this hologram image that was like a DNA chain, a mathematical formula of my genotype. And what they were communicating to me was that this was in compliance of what they wanted to be. This was welcoming to them. This was friendly to them. This was what they wanted. And this was positive, and they were almost congratulating me for who I was.
We want the details.
What the hell, man? This is mental. This is real. This is mental.
Ed, and these photos and videos that you continuously submit, we're looking forward to you keep digging into your archives and sharing what it is. You have Super 8, you need help to recover some film. We'd love to do that. And thanks again for joining us at Third Phase Moon. You keep in touch.
It's my pleasure, Blake. I appreciate Third Phase of Moon and your forum for me to share my archives with, and I'll keep looking to see what I have. Maybe I have something that you're interested in and we can share with other people.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ed. And wow, we just wanted to do it like we do it at Third Phase of Moon. Share it in real time, liquid information. It's like a faucet of water, continuously streaming live to the people around the world.
Okay, so my final thoughts. The actual video footage in itself looks quite convincing. It looks like... It doesn't look like CGI, I'll give you that. However,
Okay.
it's clearly bad quality. But back then, you know, cameras, especially back then, didn't really have much capability of shooting
could make
clear
CGI
footage
look
at
bad
night
too,
time,
you know.
right? The other thing which is a little bit sort of suspicious is, like, we know his name's Ed, but what else? What else about Ed? Like, what's his surname? Where... A little bit more information would have been good. Maybe he wants to keep that to himself.
yeah.
That's fine. That's understandable.
Probably.
He says, like, he'll have a look in his archives, but I'm sure if you were going to go to an interview, if you're being interviewed, and to say, look, this is real, I'm not crazy, you would already have dug through your archives, right, to find so much more information to be released and given to this channel to say, okay, look, don't just look at this footage, look at this and this and this and this photo and this video. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. There's a lot of question marks about that. But it still stands that no one can really debunk this video footage. Maybe it's real video footage, but they've just got somebody to pretend that was them, and please make up some BS story about you being abducted and just claim that this video footage is yours when it's not. I don't know.
Apparently
mate.
he
There's a lot
wasn't
of question marks. My thoughts of it still remain the same. Good footage.
Okay, my thoughts on that is, I caught him in a good spot there. My thoughts on that is, he's apparently was not abducted. His uncle introduced him to these aliens, and he willingly goes onto these ships. So you cannot call him an abductee. He's more like he's willing to do that. So you can't classify him as an abductee because he's willingly going onto these ships. You know, so I don't know. Because he specifically said his uncle introduced him to the aliens. So, yeah. But as far as him saying that's not CGI or doesn't look like CGI, you can make CGI look like anything. You know, you can make it look like a camera from, you know, the 1980s or, you know, yeah. It's, you know, anything's possible. And anything's possible that, you know, this could be actual, you know, actual footage of what he caught. Because now that I've watched it, if he was an abductee, yes, he probably would have been put back wherever they got him unconscious, and he wouldn't have been able to, you know, capture the spaceship leaving or nothing like that. But seeing as how he's not, I won't classify him as an abductee because he's obviously willing to go onto these ships and partake in whatever the aliens have to, you know, purvey onto him. I don't know. Up in the air on this one, but that's just me. So anyway, back to the video. I don't think there's much left, but yeah.
Unfortunately, you know, not very clear. But I'm not entirely convinced. I'm not
Me either.
entirely convinced. But what do you think? Anyway, But make sure you check out that website, okay? dpiarchive.com. Go and check that out, mate, and tell me what you think. And also, can I just say, please don't capture those photos or videos and send me them, all right? If you do, clearly state that you've took it off of the archives, because I don't want to get into any sort of trouble, all right? So there you go. Let me
I wouldn't either.
know in the comments what you think about this one, all right? Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked it. Take care. Bye-bye.
I'll let you know what I thought about it on my video. Does that count?
Okay.
All right. So anyway, that's the end of that. I'm gonna end this and upload the dang thing. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, there's that. Right now, I must stop this so I can upload it. You know. Yep. Yeah. Anyway, let's do that, right? Now remember, this one is YouTube. The video is the UFO video footage and story people haven't debunked yet. Well, I don't know. That one's kind of hard to debunk, but without the actual footage in hand or whatever that you could run through a computer to analyze it, it's kind of hard to say whether it's anything but real. You can't argue with it, but I'm going to argue with it anyway and saying I can't make a decision on it because it's just not, I don't know. But anyway, there's that. And I am gonna end this and upload. So have a great day.